Hello, beautiful people. It's another beautiful day in the city of Abuja, Nigeria, and it is a day we are going to take a tour of Wuse Zone 3 in the city of Abuja, Nigeria. And I'm sure you have enjoyed taking a tour of Wuse Zone 1 and Zone 2, and you have learned what those neighborhoods look like. Today, we are going to also see what the neighborhood of Wuse Zone 3 looks like. This is an important neighborhood actually because there are government establishments we find in this zone, including the customs office, the road safety office, that is a federal road safety commission. We also have other neighborhoods that are of commercial interest, like the neighborhood center in this area where electronics are sold. So we're going to take a tour of this neighborhood so you can see what it's like, starting from this place where you have banks right inside this blind alley here, but we're not going to go into that place. We're going to go further down and then take a right on the very second right on, which is a street that will lead us into the neighborhoods where you have the Nigerian Customs Office and the Federal Road Safety Commission headquarters. So this is Abuja School of Pension and Retirement Planning. It's called the Heritage Hotel. It's actually a hotel, but it also harbors this school that you see here. So to my left is Zone 2, Wuse Zone 2, which we just completed the tour of. That's to the left of this road, but to the right is Wuse Zone 3. So let's take a tour of Wuse Zone 3. It's a beautiful weather today. However, here by this time of the season, weather changes without warning you most of the time. So it can start to rain at any time, but if it stays this way, well, we will cover Wuse Zone 3 before it is late. There are new projects coming up in this zone. Look to my right. This is a plaza, a business plaza. Can you see that? From 52 million naira per unit. That is what you will pay to get a unit of this plaza that is coming up here. And it's still selling. Can you see that on their post? This is the contact information of the company that is selling the plaza, Homes and Homes Estate. Is that what it says? Yeah, homesestate.com. That's their contact information. Okay, let's go into Wuse Zone 3. So we're going to get into the business neighborhood of Zone 3 for starters, but from there we'll get into the residential neighborhood of Zone 3 as well. I'd like to show you the both sides of the neighborhood, weather permitting. The walkway here is quite wide, just like we also noticed in Zone 1 and Zone 2. So So let's take the right turn, the second right turn, which is a street, to show you the neighborhood. So this is Conakry Street, but I'd like to take the straight road first of all, so I can show you the other neighborhoods there before coming out through this one. So to my right is the Nigerian Customs Service headquarters. This fence you're looking at is the Customs Service headquarters in Zone 3. Is facing Maputo Street. It's right opposite Maputo Street. So to my right is the Customs Service office, but to my left is the Federal Civil Service Commission headquarters. Can you see that? So this one is the Federal Civil Service Commission office. But I'm going to go out to continue on the road. But this time around, we'll continue down the Maputo Street to show you other interesting government establishments and the business section of Wuse Zone 3. So this building to my right in Maputo Street is Federal Character Commission headquarters. Federal Character Commission headquarters of Nigeria is the commission that ensures that equity is maintained in sharing public offices in Nigeria, so that every region in the country is included in the service of the federation. Now you can see the building, right? But next to it is the Federal Road Safety Corps headquarters as well. Those that ensure our roads are maintained and safety on Nigerian roads also maintained. This is the headquarters. It is their duty to ensure that your vehicle is in order, well cared for, and is roadworthy. And they are also the government agency that issues driving license in this city, or rather in the nation. Okay, so all of them that you've seen are located inside Maputo Street. That's the headquarters. So they actually share space with Federal Character Commission. But to the left, you see business plazas. These business plazas are owned by individuals. They are owned by private investors. In plazas like this, big and small, found in Zone 3 neighborhood, you find electronics, computers, phones, different electrical gadgets or electronic gadgets used at home, like refrigerators and so on. You find them sold or distributed in plazas like this. Even furniture can be found in this kind of neighborhood. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you look at the right and the signs on the buildings, you will see that they are mostly computers and CCTV stuff. Then you'll see furniture on the street and in those plazas. People who do businesses here tend to come out to streets here to have street food, just like you've noted. There is a post office to my right. Nigerian Postal Agency is. They have a branch in the Wuse Zone tree as well, and that's the branch office there. So there's a mini market in the neighborhood as well, just around the motor parks that you have in Wuse Zone 3 here by the neighborhood. So if you have a need for office furniture, like the sets you use in the office, you just want to pick one piece or two pieces, you can find them here. Even if you want them in large quantities, you can find them inside the plazas where the real distributors are located. But the used ones are the type you find by the streets. And then you can see save. If you look there, you can see safe as well. So office saves are here as well for locking of important documents in your office. So I'm going to take this right turn to get into this part of Wuse Zone 3 called the Neighborhood Center, where you have one of the oldest plazas where electricals, electronics, ICT gadgets, and the likes are sold. I'm just going to walk into one of those buildings, one of those business plazas where they are sold, so you can have an idea of what it's like to, to come here to shop and what kind of what stuff you're going to find when you come here to shop. Okay, let me follow this path to get right into the plaza. Yeah, I have to turn the camera in the opposite direction to show you the guy that has been following me since I got into this market. That way, um, is either he notices that I've seen him, or he continues to follow me until one of two things happens. But I think he has backed off. He's noticed that I'm watching him. So let's continue our trip, our tour of Wuse uh, Zone 3, especially the business part of Wuse Zone 3, which is what you're looking at right now. So this is the neighborhood center. This place is called Neighborhood Center. It's Zone 3 Shopping Complex. There is a hospital to the right side of the road that services this neighborhood. To my right, it's called Wuse District Hospital. But we are not going to get into that street so that we can use the remaining time to cover the residential part of Wuse Zone 3, which is where I'm headed right now. So our residential neighborhood in Wuse Zone 3 starts from here, Mall Close, which has been totally converted to a small estate, a mini estate. But we'll go deeper, we will dive deeper into the residential neighborhood. So you can also see what it looks like and compare it with the other parts of Wuse that we have toured so far, especially in Wuse Zone, in Wuse 1 neighborhoods, including Zone 1 and Zone 2. This is also a close to my left called One's Close, which, similar to Mall Close, has also been converted to a mini estate. To my right is a garden where residents in the neighborhood and people who do business in the neighborhood center can also come for relaxation to also have a meal or perhaps have some drink. So I'll take the left turn to show you the living environment inside before continuing. on the street. So where I am is called Matadi Street. Matadi. This is what some of the accommodations here look like. Block of flats, I should say, are found here. Duplexes are also found here, fully detached, and some perhaps semi-detached. There is a school to my left, a public school to my left. I didn't quite get the name, but because it's facing the entrance where you find the name. But it's a public school. I can guarantee that. That's one of the public schools you find in Zone 3. As we've noted in the previous zones, young ones like to play soccer on the streets. How are you? Well, you want to be in it? What do you want to say?
Hey!
What?
So I was asking how is the live show. That's what I was asking.
Well, you want to be in it?
Sir.
You're already in it. That's what you said. You wanted to be in it. You guys are enjoying football here. Enjoy your games, guys. Oh, Madrid, is that your club? Oh, Chelsea for life. Oh, up you, Chelsea, up Chelsea. Well, those are Madrid and Chelsea fans there. Well, that makes the two of us. I mean, with regards to Chelsea and Madrid, I support the both of them. Yeah, both are my clubs. In England and down there at Spain, I support both clubs. Perhaps because Jose Mourinho coached the two clubs. Yeah. So you can also find block of flats here. If you look to the right, you'll see block of flat apartments, which is also found on the left side of the road as well. So here you can actually find block of flat apartments. Hello. Oh no. Can I find accommodation here? You live here? You live here? Okay, you don't live here. You're actually here on holiday. Okay, I'm looking for an apartment. That's why I was asked. Thank you. Hey, how are you? Okay. So there is a block of flats found in a place like this, like I've shown you on both sides of the road. But if you look into this space, you'll see more of such. Nice neighborhood, quiet, even though it's sitting right next to a commercial complex. New projects are also coming up here. Perhaps a business plaza is new. These things are usually very expensive. You've seen the first one I showed you and how much it costs to rent a commercial space in a place like this where you want to do your business. Street food is common sight in this neighborhood so far. The residents here tend to do food businesses by the streets.
You're getting one link on that email, you receive it. Then the document will be sent.
This is a restaurant. Well, just across the road is a house for rent. And if you would like to talk to those who are letting the house, this is their contact information. Can you see that? Yeah. If you want to make further inquiries, you can call the number you've seen there to see whether it's what you're looking for and whether the price suits your budget. So we're going to take the left turn. The Wuse Zone 3 continues down this road, but we're going to take a left turn and perhaps end our trip right inside that left turn to also show you the rest of the neighborhood where people live. Down the road, you find gardens and another public school there. But this right turn also leads back to the neighborhood center, the business neighborhood center I've shown you earlier. All right, this right turn. But let's take this road right opposite where I stand to show you the rest of the residential neighborhood. Thank you. Sorry. Um, do you live here?
Yes, we work
Sorry. Okay, you work here, but you don't live here. Okay, because I wanted to know. Sorry, if I can find a residential accommodation here, like a house to rent. Where? Okay, where those cars are parked? At the back of it. Like how many bedrooms? Okay, you were saying something.
There is security there.
Okay, to ask.
Still knock for the gate.
Okay, so they can tell me
Yes.
more.
The back that fence wey dey, the back of that motor wey park.
Okay, let me check.
But I don't know whether the owner dey there.
Okay, what?
I don't think.
Okay. Okay, let me find out.
Alright,
Thank you very
alright.
much. I appreciate. So they seem to be aware of an accommodation that is up for rent right behind this white Mercedes car. So I'm just going to go there and ask them. Hello. And this is the house address. Okay, guys, no one is answering the gate, so there's no way to tell if the accommodation is still available or not. I can't tell right away if an accommodation is available there for rent or not. So this is the residential part of Wuse Zone 3. Good evening. How are they? Can I get an accommodation for rent here? You have an idea of anyone that is available? Okay. You don't have, eh? It's all right. Well done. All right. So this is Abidjan Street. And right across the road over there, right across this field, you see there is the Central Business District. Let me zoom it so you can see from here. That is Central Business District over that field, across the field there. So Central Business District is just behind this Zone 3. And so for anyone who works in Central Business District but wants to live very close to it, you can actually live in Zone 3 and commute from Zone 3 to Central Business District. You can literally walk over to Central Business District if you live here. There are quite a number of gardens here. This Oasis Garden is also here in Zone 3. This is another garden where people come to relax called Oasis Garden. So this is yet another part of uh, this is yet another part of the Zone 3 neighborhood, the residential part. This road leads back into the neighborhood center, the business part. By the way, I keep using the word business neighborhood center because that's what that place is called. Zone 3 Neighborhood Center. It's actually a well-known business section of Wuse Zone 3. That's why I keep referring to it as neighborhood center. Now this part is where you also have block of flats, residential apartments. Well, I hope this road takes me around it so you can actually see what it looks like, and perhaps we'll be able to see if we can find an accommodation in this neighborhood. Hello, good evening. Oh no, I'm looking for accommodation. 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom, I think 1 bedroom in this neighborhood. All right. I've asked questions at the beginning, but it doesn't seem to work. So I said, let me go deep inside to see if I can find anyone who is aware of an accommodation that is going for rent in this area. Are you aware of any place? Why I stopped by you is because I noticed that these buildings look new, and I was wondering if.
This is actually a guest house.
Oh, this is a guest house. Okay. But you're not aware of any place that I can find accommodation. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate. All right. So this street is called Tamale Street. Tamale Street in Wuse Zone 3. I will perhaps look for a sign that contains the name to show you what the name looks like, how it is spelled, so you can have an idea of what I'm talking about. The pronunciation may not help you to see it clearly, but if you look at this, that's Tamale Street. So I'm showing you where I am just in case I come across an accommodation here and you would like to come check it out. You will know where to go find it. You see this fenced space here with high-rise buildings that actually are block of flats, apartment buildings that contain block of flats. So when you hear of scavengers, these are the people called scavengers. What they basically do is go from dust bin to dust bin looking for garbage that contain plastic or metallic objects that they will pick and sell. They look for condemned ions and sometimes plastic materials that they will collect and sell, and make money for food. However, sometimes they are accused of taking what is not a trash, what is not even inside a trash can. Perhaps what has been properly kept by a householder, and then sell them for money. In other words, they steal sometimes, and this causes problems between them and residents in neighborhoods here. Oftentimes it's difficult to know which among them is the criminal. There are many of them who move around looking into trash cans or looking at the neighborhoods where these things are kept and then steal them. But sometimes in the course of trying to arrest the criminals, they end up arresting innocent ones who simply collect these things for money to make a living. So this is the back of the Federal Road Safety Commission office. So just behind it, there are so many buildings, apartment buildings for rent, where families live. Yeah, that is the street I mentioned earlier, Tamale Street. It's right behind that neighborhood. All right, friends. I want to believe that you've enjoyed the tour of Wuse Zone 3 and that you've really learned about the neighborhood and you've seen both the residential part and the commercial end of Wuse Zone 3. Unfortunately, we are unable to secure an accommodation for you. We're unable to get a residential rental space for you, but I hope that if you make effort by yourself to get into this neighborhood, it looks like what you would like to stay, to find an accommodation, you will succeed. So just make an effort, and I bet it will pay off if you try. Okay, but you have to try. Yeah, this one walk may not outrightly help, but seeing what the neighborhood looks like and perhaps making efforts to get your own may help. All right, so please like the video if you haven't done so already, and hit the subscribe button if you're not a member yet. And I hope to see you right in the next video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.